Everybody, welcome. This is David, and I want to give you some news. And you may have already heard about this, and chances are you haven't. But President Trump has been shot, and it was at a rally in Pennsylvania. The shot actually happened on his. It looked like his right ear, and he's okay. He seems to be okay because the Secret Service was all over him. Now, the shots fired didn't seem to be from a pistol or a rifle, but it could have been because it's hard to tell on these things. But it was almost like a homemade BB gun or something. It was something bizarre. Again, I might be wrong on this, but I just wanted to give you guys this information because I'm hearing so much stuff going around. Hey, Christopher. Hey, King. Good to see you guys. It says it was a rifle. Okay. Thank you. It says it's a rifle. I'm just giving you what chat is saying right now. I want to kind of bring everybody together. And if you know anything, legitimately know anything, then let's see. Debbie says, I went to 2 rallies in the past. How did this man get into the rally? I've always wondered this, and I've said this for a long time. I said, there's just many people that don't want this man in office. Okay. They're afraid of him to get in office. And I said, he's got a family, he needs to be taken care of. And maybe this was just a God not allowing something to happen, but saying, hey, look, something bad could happen, guys. You got to take this serious. Okay. And so, but again, he was in Pennsylvania at a rally. And it looked like he was okay, as they were leading him off back into the car. He was, doing this kind of a thing, like, the Rocky thing, like Trump normally does. But you could tell he was clearly shot. And somebody said to me just a minute ago, said, David, maybe this is planned. Why? No, why would, first of all, President Trump doesn't need to plan anything like this for sympathy or to gain any he's probably the most popular man in the world. Okay. And so he doesn't need to do this. Clearly, I believe this was for 2 reasons. Number one, I think it was to actually make an attempt on his life. That's what I really believe. But number 2, and this is really important. Listen to me, folks. They want to divide. Okay. The Antichrist government, the deep state, they want to divide people. They want chaos. They want riots. They want, now the other side is one side's going to say, oh, they shot, President Trump. And now, let's pray there's not riots on one side because, hey, you can't do this. Okay. Just like you had the BLM riots. Well, we don't want, anybody rioting because they think that they've hurt President Trump, or they're trying to hurt President Trump. So Jesus said that nation shall rise against nation. All right. And this is what's happening, people against people. But what we really need to do is to pray for, and I know this sounds a little crazy right now, but to pray for unity. Okay. That's why they want to divide us. They want to start a civil war, right? That's what Debbie just said. They want to start a civil war. But folks, now I'm not saying turn the other cheek and be a wimp. That's not what I'm saying. But we need to calm down and we need to say, okay, who is really doing this? Well, I'm telling you, it's the Antichrist enemy. It's the deep state. There are puppeteers controlling this whole thing. All right. And what you see down here, these puppets, they're just actors. Are they deceived? Probably. Are they deceivers? Probably. It doesn't matter. The fact is, there's someone controlling all this, doing all this. But right now, I want to focus on President Trump being shot. The man has a family. No matter what you think of him, no matter if you love him, you don't love him, it doesn't matter. The man has a family. The man he's sensitive. He's got kids. He's got a wife. And he really, really tries to do what he thinks is right for this country. All right. And I just want to tell you that it is not right to do this to any human being. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what side you're on. So if you're on the side where you don't like Trump, I hope you're not out there saying, man, he's getting his or whatever. I pray. I hope that you have sympathy. I hope that your heart is breaking, because it doesn't matter who this would happen to, even if it was our worst enemy. We want to show compassion. We want to show love, and we definitely don't want to show this kind of stuff. Now, if you're out there and you love Trump, first of all, pray to God and thank God that he's okay. Number two is, I think this is a wake up. He has to be careful where he goes, when he goes, because folks, there's a lot of enemies around. I think you'll agree with me, right? Connie agrees with me. That's right. Thank you, Laura. And listen, I want to stand on the side of truth. Jesus said, I am the truth, I am the way. I want to stand on the side of what's right. And you guys know what the truth is. You guys know what's right. I'm standing on that side. Okay. Now, when you take the side of truth, you're endangered of the enemy wanting to wipe you out, because the enemy doesn't want people to tell the truth. I'm just reading, Jones says 3 people dead, 8 injured. Is this AKD says, yes, I totally agree. Message was from the Most High. That's God. I want to know more about Joan. 3 people dead, 8 injured. I want to know, was anybody injured at that rally? Keep me going in chat here. I'm going to stay on a little bit longer than I normally do, because in case you guys have some information, I'd like for you to pipe it in so I can give it out to my gang out there, the people I love, the family. I appreciate you guys. And by the way, if you're just tuning in, you don't know who I am. My name is David Heavener. You know, I'm a filmmaker, but I'm also a Christian, and I want to stand on God's side. That's where I want to be. And I felt like I needed to come on this evening to talk a little bit about this shooting, but talk a little bit about from the spiritual point of view. All right, the spiritual point of view. We fight not against flesh and blood, but against powers and principalities in higher places. And this is exactly what you saw tonight at this rally in Pennsylvania. This is powers in high places darkness is trying to take out the light. Okay, Joan says, why can people not see the good in President Trump? Yeah, I know he's got a lot of good in him. He really does. I mean, you know, he could be doing anything. He's a multimillionaire, billionaire. He could be on his yacht. He could be on his plane. He could be, but no, he decided to stand for what he believed was right. What he believes, and I always say in my show, I do a show on Monday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on this channel, if you guys want to tune in. But I always say on my show, you never really live till you found something or someone worth dying for. And I think that's what he found, something worth living for and dying for. And that's this country, you see. And but not just this country, but I don't care what country you're in. All right. Because what happens in this country is like a ripple effect in other countries. All right. Connie says, I love President Trump. Joan says, Christian gathering. Yeah. Whoa. Says, okay. Yeah, this is a Christian gathering. Yes, I am insane. I'm crazy for Jesus. Thank you very much. But I mean, here's the thing. I'm trying to bring together the family, a group of people, to talk about this, to see what's going on, to see, is this true that President Trump got shot? Is it true that it was a gun? It seemed that someone said in chat they thought it was a rifle. From the sound of it, it sounded kind of like a BB gun. I don't know, but again, if you guys have information, I want you to give me that information. I'm going to relay it with you guys. It says all eyes on Jesus. Don't get involved in sensationalism. Yeah, that's right. You got to, Lord. All eyes have to be on Jesus. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. Is that we have to look at this. We have to look at this as a spiritual event. All right. It is spiritual. And what does that mean? That means that Jesus talked about Matthew 24, there'd be persecution of Christians, right? And before they can persecute Christians, they have to set the stage for it, which means they have to go lawless, which means they have to get rid of anyone that wants the law that wants the truth of the law, okay, the letter of the law. And this is what's happening. This is what we've been witnessing today. And this is, it's the cold hard truth. All right. It says they showed his ear getting shot and said maybe his shoulder on Paul Begley. Said Paul's a good friend of mine. Said maybe his shoulder. I don't think it was his shoulder. I looked at that footage like 5 different times from different angles, slow-moed it down. I didn't see anything going on with the shoulder. He didn't grab his shoulder. He grabbed his ear. And here's the other thing too. I never heard them call for a medic, but I want you guys to correct me if they did. They called for medic. I think they identified when he was down on the ground. See, you have to remember when they brought him down, they were having a conversation with him during this time. This is probably about a minute and a half. Okay. During that time, they were looking at where he got shot, his ear, and they made an assessment, I believe, that it was not life-threatening, that it was more important to get him right now to safety, to shelter, into that car. And that's the call that they made. If he would have gone down, and it would have been life-threatening, and it would have been, you'd have seen a whole different ball game. It'd have been a whole different thing. Now here's the thing. You guys tell me. I saw the sniper. I saw the guy in the militant garb up with his with his AK, and he was pointing it. And I guess he was trying to identify who was shooting, or at least he was protecting President Trump as they were raising him up, taking him out. But it's bizarre having one person. That was, to me, was a little bizarre. I want to see what you all thought about that. I thought it was cases. I absolutely agree. This is a wake-up call for unity. But I thought, and Jesus has already won. Thank you. But I thought that was odd. Okay. And also, I noticed they didn't turn the cameras around, or they didn't pan around. They kind of stayed on one shot most of the coverage, and they didn't go down into the crowd. And my question is, whoever was doing that, did they apprehend this guy? So maybe and you'd like to share with me on this live stream if they did apprehend the guy. All right. It says, I blame the news media for all the lies they told about Trump. Here's the thing. I'm hoping that because this happened, I'm hoping the news media that tells a lot of these lies, that has their own agenda, I'm hoping they'll soften up. I'm hoping they'll have a heart. How are they going to report on this now? Oh, this terrible president, they got arrested. He just got assassinated. He does, or attempt on his life. He deserved it. Is this what they're going to say? I mean, I can't imagine the worst person in the world saying something like that, although that could happen because they could be the worst person in the world. I don't know. I think a lot of people have lost their minds. But I'm hoping that there'll be some compassion with the news media that doesn't like Trump. And they're going to say, you know what, I'm going to ease up because this is not the right thing to do. It's not a good thing to do. Okay. Excuse me. Before I came on, I tuned a couple of my channels that I watch that I believe. I won't say which ones they are, but they're a couple of them. When I say I believe them, I don't agree with them, but I believe in some of the stuff they report as news people. Okay. But I don't agree with their angles a lot of times. But they came on and they said, listen, this is not right. We can't do this to President Trump, no matter if we like him or don't like him or whatever, no matter how much we hate him, we can't do this. So they actually stood up and they said, hey, this is not right. So that was a good sign for me. All right. I really was encouraged about that. When I said these are channels that I agree with, I don't agree with their agenda and their, the way they twist, but when they just report on news as it's news and not have politics involved, I watch a lot of their stuff. But when it comes to Trump and how they hate Trump, no, I don't pay attention to that stuff because they've lost their mind. But they're now saying, listen, it's not right. We shouldn't be doing this. Okay. Melissa's with me. She says, we don't have a TV, David. Just popped up on my phone. Thank you, Melissa. I'm glad maybe we can be your TV for today. So I want to know what you guys think. Put it in chat. I'm going to stay with you just a few more minutes just to see if anybody has anything they'd like to say, or maybe you've got some information that excuse me, that you want to share with us. It says, right, Melissa says, right now 8 people are injured. I'm sorry, 3 people have passed. Oh, I hope this is not true. I hope 8KD. I hope it's not true. Where did you hear this, AKD? I pray, if this is true, I pray for the people that passed away. I pray for their families and their friends, and the people that are injured. I pray for the restoration and healing on these people. Okay. But I would like, okay. Let's see, 1 audience dead, 1 wounded, and they keep saying second shooter. Oh man. Now, I'm going to report on this later once we get more information, because I don't want to, just have conjecture and chatter. But as you guys know, I do a lot of shows on program multiples. These shooters are programmed to kill. And I'm going to once I get more information, I'm going to do a show on this to see if this person was a program multiple, to see if, number one, if it was just one person or multiple people. In case you want to check out my channel, folks, you can go to davidheavener.tv. We have over 900 videos on there, things the church doesn't talk about. And we talk about program multiples. We talk about mind control. We talk about the alien demon, connection, that aliens, are demonic. And we, like I said, we deal with things that the church won't deal with. So if you want to check out my channel, davidheavener.tv, and we do a Sunday morning gathering here at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time every Sunday morning on these channels, davidheavener.tv, and also Monday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, so we've got people in that rally, the 3 that died. Okay. All right. Now we've got right now 1 shooter, but saying it could have been 2. Okay. That's what we got going on. Folks, I'm going to stay on because we're getting more information. And again, this stuff has not been verified, but all it is people in chat passing on, giving me information. I'm passing on to you. Do your own due diligence. But the main thing is pray for President Trump, pray for his family, pray for his mission, okay? Whether you like him or don't, it doesn't matter. We have to pray for him because we are human beings. We must show compassion upon people no matter what side you're on, okay? So pray for him, pray for his family, and pray for protection for the future, okay? Because I'm telling you, this is a wake-up call. It is clearly a wake-up call. AKD says prayers for all that were, a lot of people will be traumatized. Yeah. And here's the other thing too. What about the people that were there? There's a lot of trauma, PTSD that can happen with these people. When you see people get shot around you, I was there in Vegas at that Mandalay Bay shooting. I just left actually about 15 minutes before, and it happened, but then it happened. And I covered that too. I did a show on it. But people were traumatized. There are people that probably are still in therapy that, because I think 50 people got killed. And by the way, the shooter turned the gun on themselves and killed themselves. And that's what a lot of program multiples do. They're programmed to do shootings, mass shootings, and that other person, they have multiple personalities, but the personality that's programmed to shoot is called the shooter. And then they have the personality that actually does the commit suicide. And this is how they are programmed here. Frankly, apparently a regular civilian was also shot. Some dude took a bullet for Trump. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, we have to come together. And maybe this time together was meant that we just come together in prayer, praying for everyone involved, praying for Trump, President Trump and his family and friends and people he works with, and also for the families of the people, if anyone was killed, for their families, and for people that are injured for their families. This is a time that we come together and we pray and we lift these people up and we ask God to protect them and to heal them. We've got here Kareen. Yes, prayers also for the persons who are not shot, but risk to be traumatized. Yes, and for the people that's going to be traumatized. Folks, let me tell you something. There were little kids at this rally. Like I said, I watched the video. I was able to blow it up. I blew it up. I looked around the crowd. I wanted to see what was going on there. You know, I investigate. There's little kids, there's young people, young little children at this rally, and they're seeing what's going on, and they're going to live with this, okay? Um, and so, and we want to thank God that no one else was hurt. And I want to know, have they apprehended the person? If anybody knows, I'd like for you to come on and just let me know if they have. I'm going to stand for just one more moment. I don't want to tie you guys up because I know it's Saturday evening. You probably got things to do, but like I said, I wanted to come on and I wanted to just get the family together and talk about this and try to share information and see who out there has more information than I have, which isn't a lot. But once again, President Trump was shot in the ear. We don't know what he was shot with exactly. Someone said a rifle. It just sounded weird. The sound of it sounded like it was a pop sound, not like an air rifle, but not really. But it was just strange. And he was taken down for about, I don't know, about 50, 60 seconds. I'm sure they assessed his injury. They found that it was just his ear. Because if it would have been his shoulder or his heart or his stomach, whatever, it'd have been a totally different protocol. They would have never gotten him up and shuffled him off to the car. So I know that for sure. Okay. But what we don't know, and here's what we don't know. We don't know exactly what the purpose was behind it. You say, David, how could you say that you don't know? I mean, you know, obviously they don't like Trump. Well, yes, that's not what I'm saying. For sure, they probably didn't like Trump. But the question is, were they really trying to take him out? Were they trying to create chaos? Are they trying to make the people that love Trump, are they trying to make them mad so that they will riot, so that there's another, I don't know, J6 or something going on here? You know what I'm saying. You know where I'm going with this. Is that what they're trying to do? They're trying to create chaos, divide? This is the question I have, is to what was the motive? And also, who was behind it? And even when they catch the person, it doesn't mean you still know who's behind it. Okay, I'm going to say that again. Just like the JFK shooting many, many, many years ago. All right. Lee Harvey Oswald, so they said, shot him. Yeah, well, you won't know because Jack Ruby came and shot him. Right. And I think Jack Ruby died with cancer. And that whole thing was a stinky setup. You know, it was just, it stunk to high heaven. And so you never know who's really behind these things. It could be one man, but who's controlling the one man again, or woman? And if it is a man or a woman, and it's just one man or woman, they may have multiple personalities. They may be a program multiple. Okay. Corrine says, yes, purpose must be division. I agree with that. I really do. There's been nothing this magnitude since the attempt on Reagan's life in the 80s. I remember that. I really do. And I think he got shot. I'm not sure where he got shot. If you guys know, let me know. So anyway, this is, I believe, to cause division. Surely they wanted to inflict pain. For sure. There's no doubt about it. All right, listen, I love you guys. I appreciate you. If you have anything else to say, I'm going to give it another 60 seconds. If you got something that you found out, it says, yeah, that one person, they believe this one person caused such chaos. The thing is, did they catch the one person? That's what I want to know. Did they catch him? All right. Black Awakening. There we go. Russ Dizdar. Corrine, Russ and I were friends for many years. I did a lot of interviews with Russ. I did boots on the grounds with Russ. He left us about 2 years ago. They say through COVID. I don't believe that. That's another story. And I've done many videos on it. By the way, on David Hebner TV, I have a whole channel dedicated, a tribute to Russ Dizdar, if you guys want to go check it out. But anyway, Black Awakening, this is what's happening. Um, let's see. Um, okay. The Brady came, but yeah. Now, here's the other thing, too. The NRA is going to suffer for this. You know, gun control is they're going to rise their ugly head again and say, oh, you got to get rid of the guns, got rid of the guns. And this is another tactic. You see what I'm saying? For them to try something like this. That way they can come against the gun rights. You see what I'm saying? So that's another possibility. We don't know yet, but it will unfold. I think it's important for President Trump to pick a vice president, don't you? I think that's important for him more now than ever. Okay. Okay. What time did this happen? This happened about an hour and a half, almost 2 hours ago. And right now, I'm not sure. I think are we at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, roughly, give or take? I'm not 100% sure. So it probably happened around 6:30, maybe 6 o'clock. Check it out. All right. I love you guys. Thanks for being with me. Would you join me tomorrow morning, Sunday morning, every Sunday morning at 11 a.m. on YouTube, Twitter. I'm also on Rumble, and you can catch me, of course, on YouTube and on davidheavener.tv. That's my private platform. If you could go there, you can watch it for free. And then also on Monday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, would you join me? All right. If you want to get in contact with me, you can just go to davidheavener.tv, davidheavener.tv, or you want to email me, David at davidheavener.tv. You can go to davidheavener.tv/give. I love you guys. I appreciate you. Remember, you never really lived till you found someone worth dying for. Christ Jesus. All right. God bless you all. Love you.